Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial of Mitchmatics. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to find the median, which is another measure of center. So a measure of center again is just a way to find out where the middle of a data set is. And we have three different ways to do that. The last tutorial was on mean, so this one we're going to be focusing on the median. An easy way to remember the median is this really unique saying called median middle. So I always say it like that, and I tell myself a lot of the time. I just repeat it in my head. So if you remember median middle, let's play with a fiddle. I don't know. That just came to my mind. But median middle, that will help you remember that median's in the middle, and you're just trying to find the number that's in the center of the data set. So this is probably, I think, the second easiest of the three. So there's two steps. The first step is you have to list the data set in ascending or descending order. And again, ascending just means from least to greatest, from the lowest number to the highest number. Or you could do a descending if that is what you prefer. That just means you're listing it from greatest to least. It doesn't matter which one you do as long as you're finding the center the same exact way. So the second step is the most important, is find the middle number in the list. And when we are doing this, there is a distinction between odd data sets and even data sets. Meaning, I have an odd amount of numbers in a list, or I have an even amount of numbers in the list. So generically, all you're doing is you're just finding the middle number. So let's do it the easiest case, which is odd data sets. So first, I'm going to do step one. So I'm going to list my data from least to greatest. So I'm going to reorder it. So I'm going to do 5. I'm going to do 20. I see I have a 50, 80, 90. So you just want to cross them out as you do them. So I got my 50, my 20, my 80, my 90, 150, and finally 200. So all I did was reorder my numbers. Now, I just have to find the middle number. I'm going to do red. So I just find out where the middle number is. A way you can do this very easily is just cross out the numbers, or you can use both your fingers and just keep moving in, moving in, two numbers into the middle. So for example, my fingers would be two numbers. Then I'd move to the next two, and then to the next two. Eventually, you're going to have a single number in the middle, and that is your median. Otherwise, the way you could do it is you could cross out on both sides. So for instance, I can cross out here and here, cross out here and here, cross out here and here, and then look, I am left with just a single number. Again, you could have done your fingers. So the answer for my median, then this is step two. This is step two. That is my median. 80 is my median for this data set. That is the middle number. Median middle. Now, let's do one that's just a little bit more difficult. So this one is an even data set, meaning there is an even number of numbers. So let me first go over this one. So if I was to count the number of numbers, again, if I had counted those, I could have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have an odd number of numbers, so I know this was an odd data set. Now let's do an even data set. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has an even amount of numbers, so I will have to do it a little bit differently. So let's first order it like we did before. So let's see. 2, 6, 7. Okay. 2, 6, 7. Let's see. 10, 15, 16. So I got my 15, I got my 16, I got my 20, and then my 45. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 numbers and I have 8 numbers. Alright, so let's try the same approach. Let's start just canceling out numbers as we go towards the middle. Again, you can use two fingers, just place them on them and just move into each a number on both sides. So that's 2, 3. So you notice I have 2 numbers left. My middle is technically 2 numbers. So I have to do one extra step when I have this amount of numbers. I just have to find the average of those 2 numbers. So back to the mean. What the average is just taking those numbers, adding them together, and then dividing them. So I'm going to find the average. So I'm going to do 10 plus 15. And then I'm going to divide it by 2. Now, if you just remember that there's 2 numbers when you have an even data set and you divide by 2, you will always get the median, or the median, the middle number. So it's always divided by 2. This is not going to change because the average of the 2 numbers in an even data set or the center, is always just going to be two numbers. So if we go back to the mean, we're dividing by the number of numbers. So again, there's two numbers, so 2 has to be underneath. So let's do the top first. 10 plus 15. So 10 plus 15, I'm going to do it based on 10. So 1, 2, so that's 20. And then I have 5 plus 0, that's 5, so I have 25. And then I'm just going to rewrite my fraction, 25 divided by 2. Now I'm going to do a long division, just to make it a little easier. So I got 25 divided by 2. 2 can go into 2 ones. 2 is left over. I have 0 because I'm subtracting it. And then 2 can go into 5 equally twice. So let's see, twice. And so that's 2 times 2, which is 4. I'm going to subtract that. So that's going to leave me with just 1. And now I have to do my decimal place. So I'm going to have to put a decimal place, bring down a 0, all the way down. And now 2 goes into 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 5 times. So I'm going to bring my decimal up here. So 12.5 will be my median. 12.5. That is my middle number. Now, some of you may not have to go through this extra step to find it. This is the way that you can always find it. But maybe if you were just to look at 10 and 15, sometimes the numbers work out so nicely to where you can just find the middle. So I just want to quickly show you that. So for instance, if this was instead, if I had 12 and 13 in the middle, I know between 12 and 13 that 12.5 is the middle number right between those. So that would be my median. So I don't even need to do that extra step. But that's just one instance of how you can do it in your head versus doing it with a formula. So I hope this helped you out, and best of luck when you're finding your median in those data sets.